So from our little planet here, looking out to the sky around us and the backdrop to our sun now, the source of our life and possibility here on this planet, has now moved on into gateway number 22. 22 is the gateway of grace. And grace can be described in at least two different ways. We can recognize somebody as very graceful, that their movements, their physical play in life is very, very soft, heart-stopping. It's so gorgeous, it's so amazing sometimes, so graceful. We can also describe people as being gracious, that their behavior to other people is very open and very acknowledging, very loving, potentially. And then we can also say about grace that it has another dimension to it as well. That if we are really open, we can allow grace to pour through us. And we will now talk about a more spiritual side to it as well. So it has many, many dimensions to this. If you look at the particular hexagram here, the number 22, we have solid, broken, solid at the bottom, which is fire, which is common to all the emotional gateways in the solar plexus set. And then on the top, we have mountain, broken, broken, solid. So mountain on top of fire makes up this stillness, this tremendous stillness over the emotional energy that we have within us, this fire in the belly. So I say it has these different qualities to it. There's the physical side to it as well as the more spiritual side to it. If I'm talking about fire, generally we think of fire as something that gives out radiance and heat. The gateway number 22 has a very different kind of fire to it. It's a cool fire. And those of you that have gateway number 22 in your design, you will know that this cool flame every now and again comes through you and you're just in a space, you're in a zone, this energy just comes pouring through you. And you know it's a very particular environment that you're experiencing at that moment. It can take you deep into meditation, deep into a sense of love. And really how to hold that space without interfering, without getting all mental about it and just saying, because the moment you start thinking about it, it just evaporates, it goes away. So it's a very magical gateway, the number 22, and it's all about being open. It's all being open to life, open to the possibilities here. That stillness in the fire. So we look at the first life theme here, and this is the personal life theme of rulership. Sun in the 22, Earth in the 47. So the 22, this gateway in the emotion center, in the top side of the middle, it's the gateway of grace, graciousness. And we will know if we're talking about rulership, then the queen or the king or whoever it is, whoever has this gate 22, has to be gracious, has to be stylish, has to be ennobled in some way or other, because there's a flip side to the 22, right? The flip side can be disgrace, bad behaviors, poor quality interactions. And so let's just say this life theme of rulership has a very, very high quotient to it, very high potential to it, to hold that space of being gracious. And so if you think of the situation and look to the medieval times of the king and the queen, they have the best seats in the room, right? They can look over their court, they can see everyone's going on, doing stuff, and everyone is subservient in some way to them. And any good king or queen will have courtiers or ministers who will look after the everyday stuff. And every now and again, somebody will have the means to come through and the ministers don't know what to do, so they refer to the king. You get an audience with the king or the queen. And so you approach the throne and you're approaching a situation where whatever gets put out there, that's the deal. That's what's going to happen. The king or the queen have the last word, right? So the 22 has this quality of being very gracious to people, gracious to the ministers, gracious to the courtiers, gracious to the people in their kingdom or queendom. And so there's a lot of responsibility around this 22 is to be gracious to people. Somebody comes at you and they're full of anger and rage and upset, don't buy it. See, this person's got some kind of disturbance, right? Is it personal? Maybe not, right? Doesn't have to have a reaction back to it. So being gracious has a really particular quality about it. The 47 is this gateway of recognizing things quite often after the event. The 47 has these, what can I say, recognitions, these downloads of things. They can take time. The gate in one way is called oppression. In another way, it's called realization. It's the gateway where something's happening, and in that moment, you can't really work out what the full picture is all about. And then sometime later, when you put your attention on something else, all of a sudden you get it, right? The realization comes through, oh, that's what's really going on. So again, rulership requires patience, requires the possibility to oversee all the different facets of what's going on. If we look to the unconscious side, and the unconscious sun is in gate 26, this gateway in the willpower center, that will have its ways. It knows what holds value for people. And so you can see in rulership, how does the kingdom or the queendom, how do the people in that benefit from whatever the queen or the king is going to put out, right? The 26 has this thing, hey, this is really going to enhance your life. If we do this together, this is going to be a good outcome for it all. And then the unconscious earth in the 45, the natural gateway of the king or the queen or the ruler. Gathering together, pulling in resources, pooling resources, and then putting resources out in a way that's going to benefit everybody. That is the overall look at the life theme of rulership. How does a personal presence benefit everybody that's involved? Right? And we know about kings and queens, they prefer 100% agreement on things. So again, rulership is really tapping into what are the full needs for everybody involved. People with this particular personal life theme, Juliette Binoche, they call her La Binoche because she gets her way. She's very encompassing of all the details and situations that are needed to make a great production. Bobby Fischer, the very famous grandmaster of chess, you could just see he ruled his game of chess. Yuri Gagarin, the first man in space. There he is. He was the king in his own right. And Sharon Stone, this amazing actress you just tell, when she's about something, that's how it's going to turn out. She's very considerate of all the facets going on there. The sun moves on, it goes on to the fourth line. And here we have a fixed life theme of grace. So again, the conscious sun in the 22, the conscious earth in the 47. The 22 holding the space, the opening space, the 47 allowing realizations to come through that fill out the whole picture. And now the unconscious sun has gone into gateway number 11, the gateway of peace and ideas, expansive possibilities of things. What are we really doing here? And the unconscious earth gone into the 12, the gateway of stand still in the throat center, the voice of expressing, wait a minute, let's reappraise, let's have another look at this. And those of you familiar with human design will know the 12 and the 22, they make up a manifesting channel. So all of a sudden, this fixed life theme of grace is a manifesting life theme, the 12-22. What I say about the 12-22, it's the channel of openness. It opens doorways where there are no doorways. You're looking at what looks like a brick wall, and somebody with this particular channel can just say, there's a way through, we can make this happen, let's do it, let's go for it. And so it's in individual circuitry as well. It's like very particular. Hey, I see the way through. Can't I persuade you? Can't you look to see the same thing I'm seeing here, the same possibility? So very, very powerful, this fixed life theme of grace. But again, the key word with this 22 is being gracious to the people around you. I'll just show you in the book of lines, what we have here for the fourth line is the line that's called impressing, empowering all interactions by aligning with their requirements, right? What is the gracious oversight of everybody involved? And it says, your inner radiance and external brilliance transforms the quality of all interactions. So there's a lot of responsibility that goes around with the 22nd gateway. So then the sun moves on into the 5th and 6th lines, and we've gone into the interpersonal life theme of informing, let it be known, let it be said. Now I've said the unconscious earth in the 12 now breaks up this channel into the 12-22, this channel, this manifesting emotional channel of moving things, of making things happen, and innovative, always have things in the individual sector, innovative, they're creative, they're going in new directions. And the unconscious sun in the gateway number 11, all kinds of new ideas showing up. So it's a very, very rounded life theme, this one, informing, letting people know there are other possibilities than just the tried and the true and the logical and the abstract ways of doing things. There is a manifesting possibility of going through and doing something very, very differently. And so again, people with this particular life theme, they'll always find themselves letting people know something different. Can they do it in an elegant way? Can they do it in a way that just uplifts everybody? So very, very powerful life theme, this life theme of informing. Literally saying something means it then can be. It opens up possibilities where people are just saying, we're stuck, we can't go anywhere here. So people with this particular life theme, Mitt Romney, the politician in America, who opened up the possibility of healthcare when he was in a position to be able to do that. He was the first. Liza Minnelli, this extraordinary actress, my goodness, what a life she's lived. Informing people, opening up things in a way that most people are not expecting at all. And the minstrel, James Taylor, right? Somehow through his voice, through his saying things, it's like all things are possible. So more about the lines from the Book of Lines here, the 22nd Gateway and the connections it makes. And again, looking back at these lines we just looked at, these are all in the Book of Lines, the Human Design Book of Lines. And the life themes, the 192 life themes in the Book of Destinies. Your life theme is there, your family's life themes are in there, the people you work with, people you hang out with. Absolutely fascinating, because it's the whole story of humanity. Everything that's possible in these times is in that book. And these are part of the whole Human Design trilogy, available in all great bookstores anywhere on the world, and multiple language versions. Okay, that's it for now.